Welcome to the bold analysis, the 23rd day of February 2025. Edwin Sifuna, the Secretary General of ODM party since 2016, is under siege. But the irony of all this is that some people want to dance to the tune of the president. Question linger as to others profile Edwin Sifuna's tenure. But in real sense, there is a plan to kick out Sifuna from ODM. The state is willing to provide the machinery. You need the police. What do you need? And ODM party and Raila Odinga seem to have issued breaks. In this podcast, I will show you the behind-the-scene intrigues happening. But why exactly do the president want Sifuna out of the party? Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and like our video. I promise you, this will be another interesting piece just for you. Edwin Sifuna made this statement in Kilifi, and that was during the burial of the Senate Speaker Amason Kingi.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Rais pamoja na viongozi wote wa kitaifa ambao wamefika hapa. Mimi naitwa Edwin Sifuna, katibu mkuu wa chama cha ODM, seneta wa kaunti ya Nairobi na naibu kiranja wa walio wachache ndani ya bunge la Senate. Nimefika hapa kumpa pole Mheshimiwa wangu, spika wangu wa Senate. Mheshimiwa Spika Kingi, wewe umetuongoza vyema katika jumba letu la Senate. Unajua kwamba wakati mwingine mambo huwa yakichemuka pale Senate, lakini umetuongoza vizuri kama kinara wetu pale kwenye Senate. Nataka nichukue fursa hii kwa niaba yangu mwenyewe, kwa niaba ya makao makuu ya chama cha ODM, kwa niaba ya kinara yangu Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga, niseme poleni sana kwa kumpoteza baba, na watu wa Magarini, asanteni sana kwa kuwa wenye subra. Wakati ambapo kipenga kitapigwa, kila mtoto atarudi kucheza kwenye mlango wao. Asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki.
He was so categorical that firimbi ikipigwa, wakati kifika, kila mtoto atacheza kwao. He spoke these words standing right in front of President William Ruto. And without a deeper interpretation, what basically Sifuna meant is that ODM will go back. All these people around William Ruto, they will go back to ODM party. Ladies and gentlemen, we understand this statement annoyed Ruto's handlers. So pro-Ruto team were consolidated. I'm using the word they were consolidated because they're not acting on their own mind, so that they can hit Sifuna. And the plan was even hatched to hound Sifuna out of ODM party, just like they did to my friend Margerer Langat. And Sifuna is facing a tag that he is joining William Ruto. He's joining the Gachagua. ODM party chairman George Aladwa issued a statement here. And I saw that this is a team that, of course, they were attacking Sifuna based on Sifuna's statement against ODM being forced into a coalition with William Ruto.
Nilipopigiwa na my supporters across the country, wakiniambia angalia TV vile inaendelea, na nikaona vile kwa hiyo show kulikuwa na Mheshimiwa Ojenda Ukuru Koit, ambaye pia ni wakili, pamoja na mtu ambaye anajiita Secretary General ODM Bwana Sifuna. Na katika hiyo show mimi singeweza kujidefend hapo sababu singekuwa hapo, na mimi ningejidefend hapo. Ndio nimeita leo media kudefend myself, kusema kwamba ni vyema kuheshimu viongozi wengine wa kitaifa kwa nyadhifa mbalimbali. Mimi nikiwa mwenyekiti wa ODM Nairobi, niko na territory yangu ambayo mimi nachunga. Yeye akiwa secretary general wa party ako na territory yake kwa national ambaye anachunga, na yeye anasema yeye ni msemaji mkuu. Nasikia pia wengine wakisema yeye ndio msemaji mkuu wa chama, na kama yeye ndio msemaji mkuu wa chama, haufai kutukumbusha kila mara utuambie ni msemaji mkuu. Mimi ni mwenyekiti wa chama katika kaunti ya Nairobi. Si wagi na kukumbusha watu mimi ni mwenyekiti. Wanajua vizuri sana anavyo ni mwenyekiti wa chama cha ODM hapa Nairobi. So mimi leo nataka kumwambia Bwana Sifuna awache hivyo, akuwe mtu wa kuheshimu viongozi wengine. Yeye hakuenda Ethiopia wakati kila mtu alikuwa anaenda Ethiopia kupatia Raila moral support na maombi. Haikukuwa na kura yetu ilikuwa inapigwa na rais wetu William Samoei Ruto.
I saw this statement. Let me read. I think I see a post from a very good gentleman here. There's a post I saw here. I just want us to look at it. Someone said, Edgar Kaiser Harvey, Fox, politics is about interest, but one fat lie I will not buy is that Sifuna is in bed with Gachagua. That's pure propaganda from the likes of Aladwa and Alai, who are trying to discredit Sifuna just to please Ruto. They can't force, coerce, or beg us to support Ruto. Lawyers should stand firm and make Sifuna their kingpin. He has already earned respect across all the 47 counties. Did you remember the speech Sifuna made in Mandera? I don't know who of you, I was reading that. Did you remember the Mandera, Sifuna speech in Mandera sometimes back? Listen to this.
Na kuna sababu, nyinyi mmekuja hapa kama maseneta mnaona kazi ya devolution. Yule mwanzilishi wa devolution sio mwingine ni baba Raila Amolo Odinga. Yeye ndio mwenye kutuletea hii katiba. Unaona hii kazi inaendelea hapa. Wakati wengine wenu mlikuwa mnapinga hii katiba. Nyinyi ndio mlikuwa mnapinga hii katiba. Baba ndiye alikuwa anasukuma, anasema pesa yote haiwezi kuishia Nairobi, ingine ikuje Mandera. Sasa wewe hiyo 98% utatafuta hapa kwa mchanga. Hakuna kura yako hapa. Ukitaka kura uchaguliwe tena, unataka 99% ya kura 2022, suluhisha 99% of the problems of the people of Mandera, watakupatia kura. Mimi nimeshangaa sana wakati nafika hapa, ni mara yangu ya kwanza kuja katika kaunti ya Mandera. Kuanzia kwa airport, ukishuka kwa airport, mtu umetoka Nairobi ukiwa msafi unaingia kwa vumbi. Na Uasin Gishu County mahali ambapo rais anatoka, kuna airport ngapi? 2. Zote ziko na lami. Moja international, ingine airstrip ya kulanda machopa yake. Sasa akikuja hapa tumuulize, wakati unajenga airstrip 2 Uasin Gishu, kilomita 3 ya lami hapa Mandera itakushinda? Sasa ukiweka hiyo ndio waulize hawa watu kura. Lakini tukiendelea kuishi kwa vumbi hivi, haiwezekani. Mheshimiwa Roba, nimeshtuka sana. Mimi naingia Mandera, hakuna stima Mandera. Mwaka mzima tangu Ramadhan, mwaka ule mwingine. Mwaka mzima watu wanakaa bila stima kuanzia Ramadhani ya last year. Ramadhan ndio hii ingine natupata chini ya wiki 4, hakuna stima Mandera. Wewe unatuambia unataka 99%, utatoa wapi bana my friend? Kama watu wa Mandera hapa hawana stima, generator zimekufa mwaka mzima. Kila siku governor anapiga simu Nairobi, wanamwambia generator zinakuja. Ambia Ruto akuje na hizo generator next week. Akuje nazo.
Now, Edwin Sifuna has a lot, he has some visibility across the country. And people are very unsafe with it. I would want to repeat and make it out right here. The way Ruto team, the way Junet and the fellows want ODM, the transition from AU to ODM is very shallow. And I want to say this. Even if Raila Odinga is to enter into a coalition with William Ruto, because that is also possible, but it cannot be on such a fake narrative that Ruto supported Raila in Addis Ababa, and Raila never got even. Raila never even got it. It cannot be based on the fact that when Raila lost, some people from Mount Kenya were celebrating. Some 2 women from Karatina Market were celebrating. Can that be a basis of forming a coalition? You know, I'm even wondering. This whole argument is not tying up. And why am I saying? I have listened to Opiyo and I saying, and this is a narrative that some of these fellows are saying, that on how Raila was in AU and how Raila supported Ruto in AU, they've known they now known their friends. So Raila's friend is known, a man who gives Raila a lift, the president who gives Raila a lift in Addis Ababa, and actually he fails to get it. That is your true friend. Is that the essence of understanding political friendship? And this is to ODM supporters and Raila supporters. You must be wary that the team pushing this narrative, they are not solid on principle. They're not solid on what exactly the president is going to do. They're not solid. They're shallow. And it's meant to be that way because for them, they want to milk the cow. For them, they want to milk the cow. The deep state aided. The deep state is willing to provide machinery to orchestrate Sifuna coup. And I've seen many saying that Sifuna is not the first ODM SG. True. First ODM Secretary General was Anyang' Nyong'o. It's true. And they've said that Ababu Namwamba, they chased Ababu Namwamba. They're even wrong. Ababu resigned. And they're saying they hounded out of office Margaret Langat. And I dare ask, yes, you chased my friend Margaret Langat. Did ODM capture power? And how are you sure that if we chase Sifuna, then ODM is going to capture power? I wanted us to get the context because I think this analysis is for the diehard fellows who really needs to get this. We are unapologetic. The whole discussion about we want Sifuna out is people who are positioning themselves for PS jobs, for tenders, for their relatives and families. I've not heard Raila speaking about the broad-based. Actually, Raila has been talking about I donated experts to government. Now, I want us to look at some very interesting post, a long post, because it's going to really open up and we are going to have a very good argument. This is Opolo Kaluma. There is no agreement, there is no disagreement in the ODM party on principle, but on strategy to capture power. All members agree that ODM must be strong and must field candidates, including presidential candidate in all future elections. The members of ODM party also know and agree that it is near impossible for a single political party to win elections in this multi-ethnic Kenya, and that political parties must have to go into coalition to win elections and govern the country. And this is the point of disagreement between the apparent ODM antagonists. One side believes ODM should enter into coalition with Gachagua-led coalition consisting of Gachagua, Kalonzo, Eugene Wamalwa, Natembeya, and Matiang'i to remove Ruto from power and enable Gachagua have his revenge against Ruto. That is one side. The other part of ODM believes politics is much more than the pursuit of revenge. and that Gachagua is a tribalist recently impeached for preaching ethnic and regional exclusion of Kenyans, especially members of the ODM party. To this group, the ODM party, which is founded on social justice, equity, equality, inclusion, the rule of law, and constitutionalism, will associate with President William Ruto but not Gachagua, were a choice to be made between the two. That is Opondo Kaluma. I would want to explain one thing, and I want to say something about Opondo Kaluma. I want to remind Opondo Kaluma, for William Ruto to garner votes in 2022 in Mount Kenya, he went there with a revenge message against Uhuru Kenyatta. Yes. He went there and told Mount Kenya that Uhuru betrayed me. The vote, the protest vote that William Ruto gathered in Mount Kenya was the protest vote against Uhuru Kenyatta, and the whole relationship between William Ruto and Mount Kenya was based on revenge. So our politics are not out of the revenge hook. Either way, there are those who also say that we want to team up with William Ruto so that we revenge against Gashagua's shareholding. So either way, the revenge is there. Number two, yes, you cannot team up with the other side because of Gachagua and Kalonzo. And you want to team up with William Ruto because you believe that it's going to have inclusivity. But isn't William Ruto also excluding another region, which is called Mount Kenya? What do I want to tell Opondo Kaluma? I wish someone could share this podcast with them. William Ruto, you will help William Ruto get to second term. And what has befell Rigathi will befall whoever will be picked from that ODM side. This country belongs to all of us. And instead of arguing of two people, Raila and Ruto, you'd rather talk of bringing everyone on board. Opondo Kaluma must understand. How was Rigathi praising William Ruto? Amongst none of those people in ODM has done what Rigathi did. But Rigathi was impeached. Rigathi was impeached. Hata wao watatolewa. Even them, our politics is based on revenge. When William Ruto will craft 2032 succession, after you are only looking into 2027, but President Ruto is looking at 2032 succession. The next minute, you will find yourself out of 2022 succession. Today, let me tell you, go to the Gachagua, Kalonzo, and that other side. Because on that side, in 2027 election, you will be part of, I've always been saying Ruto succession starts here. You will be part of that succession plan. Question. How do you capture power by supporting a president who is in power? Tell me. How is ODM going to be president? And should someone lie to them that they get there? Will they be given the running mate? And the moment Ruto drops Kindiki, will they form government with Ruto? Fine, they form alliance with Ruto. Then Wanga is given the deputy. Now, with that and you've dropped Kindiki, will you form that government? Come on. Come on. Now, let me explain this. Ruto is determined that one man, Edwin Sifuna, should be out of ODM party. And if ODM is going to fall for that trap, that is the end of that party. That is the start of its end. That is the start. It will not die tomorrow. But if you listen to the voice of Sifuna in these streets, if you look at how people are interacting with what Sifuna is saying, even amongst Raila's supporters, people are of the view that Sifuna is speaking the voice of the people. The voice of the people is also needed in that party. Even amongst President Ruto's team, there are those who normally say, President, this is wrong. They must ask themselves, Justin Muturi aliambia rais, anaambia rais hii ni mbaya, hajatolewa. You need that. And there is something that Ruto understands with this. Ruto wants Sifuna based on these 4 reasons, or 5. Number 1, Sifuna is carrying a demographic population known as Gen Z. These are the fellows in Nairobi. So what he understands is that when you hound Sifuna out of office, you disorient. Now that population known as Gen Z, these are the people that speak. By the way, let me tell you, the Gen Z speak governance. That is what those people speak. They speak governance. They don't speak tribes. They're speaking about SHA. They're speaking about education funding model. They're speaking about what is not going on right. That is what that demographic is talking about. And that is tied up to the complex Nairobi gubernatorial race. I have seen someone saying that Sifuna is going to be regarded as candidate for Nairobi governor's seat. And I dare ask, if Sifuna is vying for governor, will you vote for Sifuna based on what he believes in and his stand, or will you vote Sifuna out based on who is supporting him? You know? So you must get this. And they want Sifuna out of the ODM party because it is part of the split strategy behind the party downfall. Without that party, without Sifuna, and I'm telling you, ODM is very vulnerable as we talk, without Sifuna. And I want to explain why. ODM is very vulnerable because I want you to imagine you've sent to Pondo Kalome and Junet to go to sit and craft a coalition agreement with William Ruto's team. What will you end up with? You will end up with some CSS, PSS, the instruments there. They know that Sifuna is going to demand questions, is going to push them to the edge. So it's part of the weakening. Even as that merger comes through, it's part of the weakening. And the bombshell is this. Sifuna's profile is growing beyond Nairobi. And within no time, the oligarchs might realize that the Luhya region might coalesce around Sifuna. It might not come today, but it can come tomorrow. And if someone is listening to this, Raila Odinga should not fall for that trap. Let a police to fukuza Sifuna, forget about it. I've seen leaders, Esther Passaris, Gladys, the Homa Bay, I think that Millie Odhiambo. I've seen quite a number of Caleb Amisi. If he's not careful, hey, atagawa yupati katikati. Let me tell you, if Sifuna joins DAP-K here, Eugene Wamalwa, do you think he will lose anything? He can use DAP and vie in Nairobi and he will get that Senate seat. And ODM will present a candidate with their broad-based thing with William Ruto and Sifuna will win in the morning. Hapa, cheza karata. Hii siasa ya tumbo joto, hii siasa ya kutafuta ya nyumbani, ya tumbo, Raila must be wary. Thank you.